Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing? Good break? Good day? Cool. Not some nuts. So, this cool. So, my name's Anamita Guha. I am a product manager at IBM Watson. I work on a team called the Watson Developer Labs and AR/VR Labs. And what we are, we're like an experimental arm within IBM that's focused on creating developer tools for developers that are building with Watson. My focus is conversational interface developers, so chatbots, voice bots, IoT devices, all the way to conversation AR and VR. So I want to start with something very basic. What is Watson? Can anyone in the room define Watson? Cool. I wouldn't raise my hand either, because no one really can. But what I can tell you is that it's more than Jeopardy. So most people, when they think of Watson, they think of this mass supercomputer that is ever knowing of everything. But in reality, it's a mix of a lot of different APIs, microservices that developers, anyone can use to augment what they're building. So at IBM, when we refer to AI, we refer to it as augmented intelligence rather than artificial intelligence. And it's really there to help make your product, your business, smarter, more efficient, intelligent. So we have several APIs and services open. Up here, I've highlighted 6 of them that are really relevant to you bot developers out here today. The first one is Watson Assistant. So I don't know how many of you know this, but 2 weeks ago, we evolved Watson Conversation to Watson Assistant. And it's basically Watson Conversation with some added value for enterprise developers, enterprise businesses, and IoT developers. And it has a lot of tools available to the developers to make their bot building process easier and more intelligent. We have Watson Knowledge. That technology is used to help analyze text. A lot of bot developers use it to read through a lot of their old call scripts, call logs, whatever it may be, to figure out what their intents and entities will be. So it'll help draw and extract discoveries and intelligence through Watson Knowledge. Watson Vision, you can use it to analyze images and video. So if you're trying to do a bot that does facial recognition, image recognition, anything, you can tap into this one to do that. Watson Speech, this is if you're creating a voice bot. There's 2 types of speech there. So there's speech to text and text to speech, and that if you want to have a bot that you speak to or a bot that speaks back to you, if you're creating an IoT device, this is what you'll be using. We have Watson Language. This is used to really hone your NLU and create what you want. And the last one is Watson Empathy. And there's a couple of things that fall into this empathy suite, but it really helps you understand who you're talking to. You can figure out their emotions, you can figure out their personality, and you can cater your conversation to them. The most common use case here is for customer service bots. So if someone comes in and they're angry, you know how you can cater your conversation to them, and you can also use personality to figure out they're an angry 16-year-old or they're a very happy 40-year-old, and you can cater the dialogue tree that goes from there. Cool. So now that we kind of have an outline of Watson, I'm going to dive a little deeper into how to build with Watson Assistant. And what I want to share with you guys is the IBM Bot Asset Exchange. So one of the feedback that we get is building with Watson is very hard. So what we've been working on is improving that by creating a lot of technologies and tools available to help you build your bot. So the Bada Asset Exchange is a community-driven portal that developers can go in and get the back-end conversation logic that's built with Watson Conversation and have that manifest in any form. So we have over 120 bots on there that are all use case specific. There's fun ones like wine pairing and like a beer recommender. But there's also more intelligent ones that's relevant to financial institutions, IT solutions, healthcare. So anything you really want, you can go in there and you can see. The idea here is the time to value is much faster. So you're able to have kind of A through Y coded, and then you can make it personal and get Y through Z. So why you should care? I think Watson Assistant, one thing that makes us very unique is that we're platform agnostic. So when you build with something on Watson, you can have it deploy and manifest in any form. So that can be Messenger, Slack, Alexa, Google Home, really anything and whatever comes out in the future. So to get a little deeper into how the Bada Asset Exchange works, you want to build a bot. You go to the Bada Asset Exchange, you have two options. You can either get the code, the backend is written in JSON, and you can get the code immediately and start coding it. Or you can click a button that says deploy bot. And this is usually the part that simplifies getting onto the IBM platform. So once you click deploy a bot, you'll be in one of three states. You will either already have a Watson IBM Cloud account, and you just see the code in your Watson Assistant interface. And then you have two other options. If you don't have an IBM Cloud account, you can create one, and then you'll create a Watson Assistant workspace, and then you'll deploy it there. Or you just log in, deploy the Watson Assistant. For those of you that haven't used Watson Assistant, this is what the interface looks like. So you can, it's set up with a bunch of different workspaces. Anyone can start for free. You get your first 5 workspaces for free. And you'd go in, you'd click create, and then you can create your workspace. If you use the Bada Asset Exchange, this will all be populated. Otherwise, you can go in and start from a blank slate. Once you have your workspace created, it's a simple intent entity dialog that you have. You can add your own. You can import something from Bada Asset Exchange as well, or you can just play around with it. One thing we also, this is what it would look like once it's complete. So this is a pizza ordering bot. You get like welcome message, and then when you're ordering a pizza, we have a feature called slots that allows you to pick out what different things you want, so toppings, size, and you can adjust that for what you want to create. One thing that we launched with the Watson Assistant announcement is a catalog, and this is a catalog for you to get intents and entities, and this works very well in conjunction with the Bada Asset Exchange. So you get your dialogue logic, and then you can continue to evolve more and more with the intents and entities that's already pre-stocked in there. Oh, that doesn't look good. So finally, I encourage you all to go to the Bada Asset Exchange. Here's, if you want to take a picture of it, the link's there. And you can, one, deploy bots that's already created, and you can really start building your bot with Watson. Or two, if you've already built one, you can upload it. And you know, like we're all kind of in this bot revolution together, so we're only going to be as good as everyone building. So help each other out in a way. That's it. Any questions?
Over there.
Thank you. So when you mention about assets in a more simplified language, can we look at them as templates? I mean, just trying to understand. Are these bot templates that you find at other platforms?
So these are bot templates that are built on Watson. So
Okay.
it's the back-end conversation logic that you would use, and then it would get deployed to another front end or whatever you want it to deploy in.
Okay, got it. So, and the most important question is, how did you do any benchmarking about the assistant NLU with the rest of the NLUs out there, and where does it perform probably great, and where does it need some more work?
Yeah, so I think we all need a little more work. This is a question that you get over and over again if you're at Microsoft, Amazon, IBM, and I think like we'll publish something saying we're at 95.6% human accuracy, and then Microsoft will come out and be like we're 95.7% accuracy, and it's just a war that goes back and forth. I think the truth is we're not 100% there yet, but we're all charging towards the same place, and there's not necessarily a winner, but we're all equally good, is what I would say.
Cool. Thank you very much.